The Hornets have a major decision to make with multiple moves incoming and outgoing. The Hornets are not done moving pieces and building their future, as two more names have been dropped in potential moves for the Hornets. This would help build the future of the franchise and everything moving forward as the build for the future concept continues. Welcome to Hornets Digest. I'm Jeff Testanero. I invite you to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button now for daily news and updates surrounding the Hornets, especially as the season is coming, and it's coming fast. Also, a reminder, we're over on the socials, TikTok and X, at Hornets Digest. Click those now. Click follow now for all of that moving forward. You can't miss it. You really can't miss it. What if the smartest move of the Charlotte Hornets offseason isn't making blockbuster trades? It's adding pieces, and it simply could be by cutting two veteran players. That's something we're taking a look at today. But first, right now, Charlotte has 17 players on a standard NBA contract, but league rules require teams to enter the season with 15 roster spots. That means two players have to go before opening night. According to recent analytics, the most logical candidates were veterans Pat Connaughton and Dorian Finney-Smith. And here's the interesting part. The Hornets don't need to sacrifice available draft picks to clear roster space. They can simply waive these contracts, preserve their assets, and keep building for the future. Charlotte enters the 26-2017 season in a very unusual position. After buying and a busy offseason filled with trades, roster moves, the Hornets now have 17 players on guaranteed standard contracts. The NBA only allows 15 active roster spots, meaning two players must be removed before the season begins. This has sparked debate among a lot of people inside the organization and whatnot. Should Charlotte package contracts and draft picks together to acquire another player, or should they simply cut at the least important veterans and move on? The argument for waiving players is pretty straightforward. The Hornets have spent the last several months accumulating draft assets. The organization now controls 20 second-round picks over the next 7 years and 11 first-round picks through 2033. These assets are valuable, and giving them away just to solve a roster problem would be difficult to justify. Instead, the cleaner solution may be to resolve two veterans who no longer fit the term's long-term plans. One of them just showed up, and reportedly, he doesn't want to be here anyway. We're going to start with Pat Connaughton. Connaughton is owed approximately $3.8 million this season, and notably, his contract does not become fully guaranteed until January 10th, 2027. The 33-year-old veteran enjoyed a solid NBA career, won a championship with Milwaukee, but his role in Charlotte, well, it seems pretty limited. Last season, he appeared in 42 games, averaging 2.6 points, 1.5 rebounds, 44.7 shooting from the field, 40.4 from the three-point range. Those shooting numbers are kind of respectable. The problem is opportunity. Charlotte's wing rotation becomes crowded. The arrival of Grayson Allen, combined with younger developmental players already in the system, pushes Connaughton further down the depth chart. At age 33, he isn't viewed as a foundational piece for the future. The Hornets appear committed to developing younger talent while building around players who fit their long-term timeline. In that context, waiving Connaughton becomes less about performance and more about roster and construction. Makes sense, right? Now let's talk about a more interesting decision. Dorian Finney-Smith has been one of the NBA's most respected role players throughout his career. He appeared in the playoffs multiple times, was a key starter on the Dallas Mavericks team that reached the 2022 Western Conference Finals. Over his career, he averaged 8.0 points and 4.4 rebounds while shooting 44% from the field and 35% from three-point range. So why would Charlotte consider waiving him? Well, the answer lies in recent performance and financial flexibility. Finney-Smith is scheduled to make $13.3 million in 2026-27, while his contracts for the following 2 seasons aren't guaranteed. Last season with Houston, his production dropped significantly. In 37 games, he averaged 33.3 points, 2.5 rebounds, 1 assist, 33.3 shooting, 27% from the 3-point range. Perhaps even more concerning, he played only 16.8 minutes per game, the first time in a decade that he averaged under 20 minutes per night. For a team focused on developing young talent, that's a lot of money tied to a player who may not be part of the regular rotation. The article notes that players like Royce O'Neal, Grayson Allen, Liam McNeely are already positioned ahead of him on the wing, which makes Finney-Smith a luxury the Hornets may not need, and there has been rumors that he's not going to even make it into camp. Here's where things get interesting from a front office perspective. According to the report, if Charlotte waives Finney-Smith, they can either absorb the full financial hit immediately or stretch the contract across 3 seasons at roughly $4.4 million annually through 2028-29. Meanwhile, the Hornets currently sit at approximately $177.3 million in payroll, still below the first luxury tax apron of $209.02 million. Financially, Charlotte can afford to make these moves. There are future expenses coming. Brandon Miller is eligible for a rookie extension, while promising young players such as Con Knipple remain part of the club's long-term financial outlook. Preserving flexibility today could make future negotiations much easier for everybody involved. Many fans naturally ask, why not trade these contracts? Well, the issue is straight up cost. To consolidate salaries and make trades work, Charlotte would likely have to attach draft picks as incentives. The article specifically argues that such a move would contradict everything the Hornets have been doing recently. They've spent months collecting draft assets, not giving them away. The organization clearly sees value in maintaining a large stockpile of future picks, just in case. Giving up those assets merely to solve a roster crunch would be counterproductive, especially when the team can accomplish the same roster reduction by simply waiving players. Pretty simple. So when Charlotte makes the final roster decisions, don't be surprised if Pat Connaughton or Dorian Finney-Smith are the odd man out. Connaughton is a respected veteran, and his role appears replaceable. Finney-Smith has had a strong NBA career, but recent decline, and $13.3 million salary may no longer align with Charlotte's long-term timeline plans. Would stink to lose some vets, but, guess it is what it is. Just a reminder, we're over on the socials, X and TikTok, at Hornets Digest. Click follow for more around there. Another reminder, this video has been brought to you by Kalshi. If you're interested in trying Kalshi, use the link in the description and pinned comments and code DIGESTNBA to get $25 added to your account instantly. Cutting vets is always tough. They can help lead, but with declining numbers like Finney-Smith and Connaughton have, you need some roster space. Can't just trade them because you have to give away some picks. And we know that Jeff Peterson does not like to give away picks. So don't be surprised if those two guys are the odd men out. Further report, Brandon Miller, as we reported yesterday, still has no timeline for return. That stinks. We hope the best, and we hope that he gets back soon. If anything else drops, I will be the first to let you know. So for Hornets Digest, I'm Jeff Testanero. Let's go Hornets.